adventurous heart. And as you know, my channel is all about following the adventures in your heart. And for me, that is being with animals and planning fun outdoor adventures. But for my husband Phil, it is all about anything with an engine, cars and planes. After 2 years, he's finally earned his pilot's license, and to celebrate and combine our passions, we packed stand-up paddleboards and camping equipment in the plane, and he's going to fly us to Michigan from Ohio. So follow along as we follow the adventures in our hearts. As we combine our passions, you can see Phil's getting all prepped for this one. And we were actually just joking and saying how sometimes when different people prepare, the other person doesn't know what to do. So when I was planning backpacking, I was getting all the stuff ready and he was ready. Now it's him getting everything ready as I wait. So Phil, tell us how you feel for your first cross country as a pilot, official pilot.
Pretty excited, but being very cautious and trying to think through everything. With aviation, there's a lot of checks and balances to make sure everything works right, making sure mechanics are good, fuel's good, weight and balances, all these new dynamics that we take for granted in driving a car, but up in the air, it's a lot more important. So just thinking about the weight we have back here in the cargo bay, and making sure my night currency is good in case we fly at night. So a few days ago, went up and flew at night a few times by myself. Took up the cargo, did a couple test rounds with that, just making sure everything's good before we venture off from our home base airport.
So here we go, let's have fun, woohoo! I was holding my breath so much. That was a little scary. You did it though, good job.
That's the turn off. There's another one up
you
here.
should finish what you're doing. Don't celebrate on the runway. Spare that.
Exactly.
Spare that. Yeah. Good job. We did it! How was it?
It was a little nerve-wracking, but excited. It's like a quiet confidence, but the nerves are there for sure. Coming in with a tight pattern, short runways, only 1,500 foot long, and water on both sides, and some small obstructions. You can see Perry's Monument down there.
So Perry's Monument means we have landed on Put-in Bay. Woohoo! So
and it's kind of windy today too.
So we saw Kelly's Island, we're on Put-in Bay, we flew over Cedar Point, all kinds of fun, and we are just getting started. Lunchtime. The original entrance to Crystal Cave. They were digging a well and found a geode. Pretty cool discovery. Not worth a lot of money, but a really cool sight to see. Look at all of these crystals, and there's a bat! Haha, just for fun, love it. And the duck.
This space, it was just
Duck!
Duck, you see it?
Duck!
This was this as well.
Duck! love that little ducky's head sticking out. Look at that, so cute. It's just after 10 o'clock at night and we have landed here around Adrian, Michigan. We saw some thunderstorms in the sky, didn't want to keep pushing on, so let the adventures begin. We have our backpack, so we're going to hike 1.5 miles to the hotel tonight. Should be lots of fun. Let's check it out. Come on, all kinds of adventure. I love it. After a restful night's sleep, we're headed back to the plane, ready to go, but slight plan. We're not going to make it to the west coast of Michigan because...
Thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. There are storms, unfortunately. So we're going to head up the east coast, kind of central Michigan, and then maybe Mackinac, and then come back on the west coast. You never know when you're planning adventures how the weather's going to affect you. So have a plan, but be flexible, and most importantly, have an awesome time.
As you can see, more thunderstorms in the area, so we decided to pit stop in Bay City, which is only about an hour north of where we took off from this morning. And that's okay, a chance to explore a new city. We found out we landed at the airport, and a nice perk of flying to a local or a smaller airport is they have courtesy cars. And took a courtesy card, found there is a naval shipping for USS Hudson here in Bay City. So we're gonna go check that out. 2 ticks up.
Uh-oh, are you firing this thing away? Ooh-wee, that's a big one. We're gonna camp out at Bay City Airport tonight, so we decided to go for a walk and check things out. And check this out. This is where airplanes can actually land on the water and then taxi up to the airport. So they have a water runway in addition to a couple east-west, north-south runways. And you can see the navigational buoys out on the river. So pretty darn cool airport. Definitely would advise checking it out if you are flying in the area. We finally made it near Traverse City, and on our way in, we stopped at an airport, got a car and are driving, and we found Torch Lake, which if you're not familiar, which I wasn't, it is this beautiful clear lake that has a sandbar at one end and stretches 2.5 miles wide by about 17, 18 miles long. And on the sandbar, you can walk that whole 2.5 miles, and it only comes about here depth-wise. So super clear, super cool place, Torch Lake near Traverse City. We're gonna keep heading to Traverse City and see what else we find. After exploring Traverse City, we tried to get a hotel, but they were full. So we ended up at this beautiful campsite. And the cool thing is, there's a beautiful entryway to Duck Lake. And we thought about paddling today, but the wind is kicking up quite a bit on Duck Lake. There you can see it. Beautiful, big, clear lake. Not quite the sandbar of Torch Lake, but a very beautiful lake to come out and stretch by this morning, have fun. I think we're gonna have to find some place to paddle today. We shall see. It's a windy day out on the lake, but that doesn't stop us from paddling in the river. We found a little grass preserve area, so we're gonna get on the grass river. We have our inflatable stand-up paddle boards. They were packed in the back of the plane, and we have an electric pump. So we have the car, we're gonna see how it works, but let's go on a stand-up paddleboarding adventure. So excited.
Doesn't have to be as lightweight when you're not backpacking, right?
Exactly, not backpacking on this one. So we will get our boards out. I was able to pack all of the other stuff that we needed, even a wetsuit. It's Michigan, it's cold out. So we have all of the safety equipment in here ready to go. We do have long boards because we thought we might go on a big lake, so they might be a little long for the river, but they should still work perfectly.
It's amazing how far the technology has come with some of these outdoor sports. We've got the inflatable stand-up paddleboard here, touring board. We even have a electric pump powered by a car battery. And what's cool about this particular one is it actually dials it in to just the right pressure automatically, right?
Yes, so our whitewater boards are 15 psi. This one goes up to 20, so I program it in there and it will go up. But for this particular board, the red paddles also have the additional stays to add more rigidity. So I'm just going to put about 1 pound of psi in there. We'll put these in and then we'll finish pumping it all the way. We just started out on the Grass River Trail, or Grass River by Bel Air. It's part of the Chain of Lakes Water Trail. Absolutely beautiful out here. We just saw a turtle jumping off of a log, but super excited to be out here paddling. The water is so clear, absolutely beautiful. Lots of lilies, very cool scenery. Look at what we can get.
Ready? Whoa. Don't fall in the water.
When you have the opportunity to stop for a break at a cool place like this with a big log and beautiful clear sand, you have to take it. Fun time on the boards.
This is actually a nice spot for lunch too.
Ooh, lunchtime. Past lunchtime.
Is a pizza guy delivery here?
No pizza.
Oh.
Here's Phil finishing strong. I don't know if you can tell, but it is windy.
I'm just gonna drift over to you at this point.
There's no way. You gotta keep paddling.
Well, the wind's blowing a little this way.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll get swept downstream.
Yeah, so between the current and the wind, that was a hard paddle back to where we started. But it was so much fun. We saw an eagle, took a couple breaks, had an amazing time on the Grass River. Nice little put in on the water trail.
Blowing about 20.
It's blown about 20. Plus current. 20 headwind, current, equals
Very
tired.
exposed here in this area. It's a wide open valley. There's a couple areas where it gets a little narrow and shielded by trees, but here is wide open grasslands.
It's crazy. On the other end, it was actually blowing the other direction. So we turned around there. So wherever you started on either end of this trail,
Yeah.
it was blowing you against you.
The wind's just swirling around or doing something funny with the geography of the area.
But a very, very beautiful paddle.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just bragging about how clean the water looked and it was awesome, but I flipped my board over to clean it and yeah, that would be a leech. And that would be a leech. There are 2 leeches stuck on the bottom of my board when I finish this paddle, which is really, really gross.
And you got another leech back here.
He's a leech. Gross. After that beautiful paddle on Grass River, we looked for a place to stay. We weren't too sure, and luck has it that we found this awesome place here called Stone Waters Inn. They had 1 room left, and it is a gem. If you are ever in Bel Air, Michigan, check it out. The downtown is super cool. Good food. We're about to get some ice cream, and the rooms have a hot tub, a swing, right on the river that connects the chain of lakes. So super cool place to be able to come out and enjoy. You think I'll make it into the water?
There's a chance. Decided to get some ice cream while we're enjoying the view here in Bel Air, Michigan.
Hey! Punk. So here's Mackinac Airport. We just landed. Our plane is sitting right there. Mackinac Island looks a little different than Put-in-Bay. You can see all the greenery, and yes, people actually have to walk. There is no motorized traffic, so it is kind of cool and refreshing. Horse-drawn carriages and lots of nature here. So loving it so far, and we are headed to Arch Rock and then into town. Did you have too much lunch?
Well, I had to take the backpack off, maybe. A little snug.
This is the crack in the island. Yeah, the downside of flying. Filling up the gas tank. As we fly into the sunset, I encourage you to always follow the adventures that are in your heart. For Phil, it was learning how to fly and getting his pilot's license. For me, it's always having an outdoor adventure. For this trip from Ohio to Michigan in a plane, we were able to combine both of our passions. I hope you always follow the adventures that are in your heart, because you never know what adventures await you. Just like this, there it is, a firework just below us in a plane. So cool. Awesome adventures await. Go find them.